Okay, so half. That's how many Filipinos find it hard to spot fake news. More than half, according to a social weather station survey. Not people who lacks education, not people who doesn't care, but ordinary people like us, scrolling to our phones, trying to stay informed. And here's the part that that should bother us even more. Most of them didn't know they were being fooled. They shared the post, they told their families, they made decision based on it. And the false information kept spreading because it looked exactly like the truth. That is the problem we're talking about today. Not just fake news as a buzzword, but the actual mechanics behind it, how why it works, how it's built, and how can we stop it from fooling us. So, here's the first thing we should understand. Fake news is not a precise term. By definition, a news must be true, accurate, because if information is false, then it is not news. But because the phrase has been so repeated, often we use it to describe everything from an honest mistake to a deliberate propaganda campaign. That's a problem because treating those two as the same means we respond to them the same way, and we shouldn't because those are two distinct things. So in 2017, researcher Claire Wardell and Hoshin Direction proposed a more useful framework, which is information disorder. It separates false and harmful content into categories based on one key factor: intent. So, hi, I am Yashua Florman Talaba from Grade 11 Love, and my goal today is pretty straightforward. I want to explain the three categories of information disorder clearly, and I want to leave you with a practical tools to analyze what you see online before you decide to share it or believe that. So let's start at the top categories. Okay, so these three categories, which is misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation, is are defined by two questions: is the content true or false? And was it shared with the intent to cause harm? The answer to those questions is put to any piece of content into one of these three buckets. We first start with misinformation. Misinformation is false information shared by someone who doesn't know it's false, but there's no bad intention. The person believes they're passing along something real. No bad intention, but but false news, fake news, not true. Okay, okay. An example for this, like very recent from the Bagyong Bashang, is where Cagayan de Oro, a post from Cagayan de Oro circulated online claiming that Mayor Clarix Uy had issued Executive Order number 11, which is suspending the class from February 9 to February 13 due to the tropical storm Bashang. It looked official, it had the right format, the right language, even the logo. Students shared it, parents believe it, but the Cagayan de Oro City Information Office released an advisory confirming it was fake. Uh, back before in Tropical Storm Bashang, I actually thought that this was real, but then later on it was proven that it wasn't because the post originally came from Iligan City and was deliberately altered to make it appear it was from Cagayan de Oro City. A similar thing happened with DepEd, a post claiming nationwide class suspension due to the Typhoon Yuan. You can see here that uh, it forces DepEd to release an official misinformation alert. Most of the people who shared these posts were not trying to cause confusion. They saw it, it looked real, and they forwarded it to their group chat without checking. And that is misinformation. Wrong information, no intent, I no harmful intent, just a lack of verification. Okay, for the next example is Dr. Crizil Luna, a verified Filipino doctor on TikTok. Okay, so someone that has created an AI generated video of her showing her face, and like I like same face, same coat, like the professional doctor type of look. Okay, so she was in here in the AI video. She is endorsing some products and also deliberately. She's also sharing some health advice which is false and biased and isn't actually backed up by scientific ano. So the people who watched and shared it had no idea it was fake. They trust the face, they trusted the doctor's quote, and the false health information spread. This is for misinformation because the viewer were just as deceived as the creators intended. They shared it believing it was real. Okay, actually we can actually include this for a disinformation too, because and in here I am focusing on the the viewers because they're innocently spreading this without knowing that it's actually fake. So like they're spreading it to their family for like health advice, and they didn't know that it was actually AI. But for the creator itself who created the AI videos, that is definitely a disinformation that um I will further explain it at the disinformation stage. Okay. So next is pretty traditional. Okay. So this is the period blood belief. There is a widespread belief in Filipino culture, passed down from mothers to daughters, like from grandmothers to mothers and daughters, that rubbing menstrual blood on your face the first time makes you get a clear skin for life. There is actually zero scientific basis for this. Dermatology consistently says it has no effect on skin health and can actually introduce bacteria, but it keeps spreading not through social media posts but through family tradition. The people sharing it are not lying. They are genuinely believing it. That it exactly what makes and that exactly makes it a misinformation. Like as here as I've shown, it can cause bacteria, yeast, vaginal flora, potential pathogens. Okay, so how do we analyze and avoid misinformation? It's simple. Always ask, ask, ask. Ask where this came from. Always go to the official page of the city mayors or a verified Facebook account, the office DepEd account, or a credible medical source. Do not rely on reshared posts because might maybe because they didn't verify it. So you must go to the main source, yun. And also ask, is this verified by someone credible? Just as the AI doctor video used a real person's face, but was it posted on her actual verified account? Always check the source directly. So also ask another thing, is this based on science or tradition? Cultural beliefs are not automatically true just because they have been around for generations. If a health claim cannot be backed by a doctor or credible medical source, you must question it. And here's one thing, one habit to stop believing misinformation. It is to pause before you share. Ask yourself, do I actually know this is true, or does it just feels true? Mhm. Okay, second is disinformation. False information created to spread on by created and spread on purpose, the person behind it knows the content is false. That is exactly why they made it. The goal is to manipulate, deceive, damage, and confuse. It is engineered to look believable, and it often targets emotion like anger and fear, because those emotion makes us easily share the information without even thinking. Just as this first example, Vice Ganda. When the former president Rodrigo Roa Duterte was arrested, a post featuring the host Vice Ganda with an image alongside a completely fabricated quote praising Duterte's leadership began circulating. One TikTok post alone got 1.6 million views and a total of 84,000 shares on Facebook. And this was later on denied by Vice Ganda on a live video, and there was actually no post about her saying this. There's no tweet about this. So this is definitely a disinformation. For the second one, it is kind of similar to what I've said about Dr. Crizel, the lady doctor, is Dr. Willie Ong, a Filipino senatorial candidate, was targeted with AI generated videos falsely showing him endorsing health products. He he never even agreed to this. The the people behind it know that it was fake. They use AI to generate convincing footage of a real trusted doctor, then spread it to sell products using his credibility. That is definitely disinformation. Deliberate, profitable deception. A video shows a GMA News report about a baby who experienced a fast hair growth, actually here, after accidentally using a product called Sol Laura Hair Essence oil. The video also shows a cardiologist and online health personality, Dr. Ong, talking about hair loss among men. Okay. A Facebook page posted an advertisement featuring the video of cardiologists and the online endorsing the eye supplement lutein gummies. This is very fake. As we can see here,
Nagbibigay
the
ako ng
exact
espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa
yeah,
unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer na bibili ng lutein gummies ngayong araw. Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang 79 na customer
just because
nabibili ng lutein
it
gummies
looks like the
ngayong
same
araw.
guy
Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na
and
diskwento
it
para
looks like the
lamang
same
sa
guy.
unang
No, it is
siyam na
being
customer
deliberately
na bibili ng
misleading.
lutein gummies ngayong
Like
araw.
they're
Nagbibigay ako ng
endorsing some
espesyal na
products that
diskwento
they
para lamang sa
needed.
Nagbibigay ako ng espesyal na diskwento para lamang sa unang siyam na customer na bibili
How
ng
do we
lutein
analyze
gummies
and
ngayong
decipher
araw.
this information? Okay. First, we have to check the account or page directly. Okay, like was that quote posted on Vice Ganda actual verified? I like was that post about Vice Ganda actually posted on his verified account? If not, it did not come from them. Never trust a screenshot of a quote. Go to the source directly. Next is reverse search the video or image. Like this, Google reverse search image. And Nvid, this is Nvid. You can use this. This is very useful. It can tell you the how when the post or video was posted and where it originally came from. It has been used by different contexts before. It is super useful. Okay. Next is use fact checking sites like this. This is where I actually got my news. Before sharing anything dramatic, search the headline or claim on Verifiles, Rappler Facts. I don't know Rappler Facts. Okay, like yeah, Rappler Facts can actually is actually okay, good too. Uh, and personally, my bias, fact check that AFP. That's where I get my news. It's actually very good. Verified. Okay. So next is check the logos and names. Do not equal it to credibility. Okay. So just like here, the example, they're using the BBC News to to say that this is true, but then it wasn't really true because uh, that is just unowned and like as you can see that is a video of a PI like that video came from this exact person, not from the actual news. So some people actually use their logo just to make it look like it's credible, but don't be fooled by that just because they use the logo. So now ask who benefit who benefits from this, because this information always has a motive, political gain, like product sales or reputation. Their motive is to have political gain, product sales, or reputation damage. Asking who does this help often reveals the intent behind the content. Okay, so next is malinformation. Malinformation is real information but released publicly with the intent to harm. The content is not fabricated, but the act of sharing it is used as a weapon against someone's dignity, reputation, or safety. This is what makes it different from the other two. The information is true from the other true, but the intent is malicious. Okay, so here's the my example. This is very this is very viral. Actually it actually ruins the girl's reputation. Okay. So, a Filipino content creator had her private, intimate video leaked and spread across platforms like Facebook, Telegram, TikTok, Twitter, and even this new IG feature. Like this is Notes, I guess. Uh, Without her asking her knowledge, her her video was spread all across those platforms. The video was real. It was not fabricated, but it was a private moment, never meant for the public eyes. Okay? To make things even worse, scammers then attached a label Pinay Gold Medalist. The content is a completely fabricated title to make more people curious enough to click and share further. The gold medalist label was pure disinformation layered on top malinformation, using nationalist pride around Filipino athletes to lure more people in. Okay? So like here, this was actually just edited AI. This actual photo of her is the actual photo that he's just dancing. She's just dancing, and now it was edited like saying that it was gold medalist, but actually it was not. It was just their way of trying to lure more people in, but it wasn't. She was never a gold medalist. The damage is not just reputational, it was psychological too, economic, and long term trauma. Her name, once just a username, got attached to a phrase that would follow her through search engine, job application, and everyday life. That's how ruined her life is. A real person's private pain becomes content for other people's entertainment and engagement. And what's so sad about this is people are not instead of like avoiding the video or like saying what actually happened, they want to see it. They are searching for it. Yeah, like you can see here in the comments, there are many people who are being fooled into the malinformation. They are being lured. They want to know the actual what happened. They want to know where the video is. But here's the catch: under Philippine law, Republic Act 995 9995, the Anti-Photo and Video Voyeur- Voyeurism Act. Even if a couple agrees to record a private moment, sharing that video with anyone else without consent is already a criminal offense. Each act of sharing is a separate count. A person who shared the video thousand times, thousand of times face. One person who shared the video thousand of times face thousand of separate counts under our Republic Act 9995. That means every person who forwarded it in a group chat, reposted it, or sent the link to a friend was not just being careless. They were legally participating in the harm. And it's actually a super, super sad story for the girl because it wasn't her video was spread and now her reputation and life is ruined. So, how should we analyze and avoid malinformation? Now we ask again: was this person's consent given? If a private video or photo of a real person is circulating if a online, especially intimate content, the first question is not is this real? The first question is, did this person agree to have this shared publicly? She's not a porn star. It's her private life. If the answer is unknown, then do not engage with it. So, and ask, who does sharing this actually hurt? Before clicking, downloading, or forwarding, think about the real person. Sharing it, even out of curiosity, extends the harm. You became part of the distribution chain, whether you intended to or not. Then ask, is the label or framing suspicious? The gold medalist table was completely fake, designed to make people more likely to share If a title seems engineered or built for, like, for example, those, yeah, the gold medalists, they were so engaged. I actually thought that it was real. It was a gold medalist, but no, it wasn't a gold medalist. It was just an ordinary girl that has her video where she was dancing. It was edited into to look like a gold medalist athlete. Okay, it so yeah, don't actually, like, don't trust it immediately. You must first question it also, and also ask, could this be a scam? Many of the links circulating were phishing pages designed to steal your login credential or install malware on your device. Clicking watch the full video links from unknown sources can get your accounts hacked and your data stolen. If so, ayaw gyud og lantaw anak. So like, they are trying to fool you. Mag-send og link, then basta don't. Those link actually, uh, once you give your credentials to it just to access a scandal leak video, your account will be hacked, and probably sooner your account will be used to post more scandal or leaks. So please identify, analyze, and have the conscience to understand how it feels to have a nude video of you being leaked. So the bottom line here is, malinformation does not need you to believe something is false. It only needs you to participate, to click, share, or forward. That participation, it is what turns one person private pain into a public spectacle. The most powerful thing you can do is stop the chain. Do not click, do not share. Report it. In short, misinformation is false information with no intent of harm. Disinformation is false information and has the intent to harm. Meanwhile, malinformation is a true information with the intent to harm. So, okay, walo. Okay, so we started with a number 51%. More than half of the Filipinos find it difficult to spot fake news. It is easy to hear that and think it applies to other people, not to us. We are careful, we know better, but that assumption is exactly what makes false and harmful information so effective. It does not target the careless, it targets the confident, the people who are sure they can tell the difference. And because of that, and because of that certainty, we stop checking. Misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation are not distant problems. They show up in our group chats, TikTok, Facebook feeds, or timeline. Every single day, the framework we discussed gives us the vocabulary to name what are we seeing. And naming the problem is the first step to stopping it. Before you share, pause, read it, check it, ask who benefits from it, and ask yourself, is it worth passing on? Because sharing something true always will always be more powerful than sharing something false. I am Yashua Mantalaba, and thank you for listening to my uh, fake news report where I have discussed misinformation, malinformation, and mi- uh, and disinformation. Thank you so much and bye. Capish.